Here's 2 ways to wrap text in Final Cut Pro without adding those obnoxious line breaks. I'll reveal a trick to convert a title that comes with Final Cut into a reusable text wrapper. And at the end, I'll hook you up with a free text wrapping template that comes with some cool animations. Let's wrap. All right, in Final Cut Pro, let's add a title. Go to the title browser by clicking here, and then go to Build In and Out, and let's add this custom title to our project. We need some text in here to demonstrate the wrapping. So let's go to Google and let's find some text. Why do raisins suck? Scroll down here. All right, let's borrow some text from this guy. He's ripping on raisins, so he and I are best friends. All right, we'll go back into Final Cut Pro and double click on title and paste that in. And it doesn't wrap, it's just one giant line. So we can select the clip and open up the inspector by clicking on this button here, and here's all of our text. We can go in and add a line break every time by pressing enter. Let's reduce our size a little bit, and there we go. We have some text wrapping, but it's not that good. We don't want to have to put in those line breaks. That's time consuming. And also this is not flexible. So let's delete that title, go back to our title browser, and go to this credit section and add scrolling to your timeline. Let's add our text. I'll select all of it and paste in our text. And you see it's wrapping for us already. Let's change our font to, oh, beautiful, easy Helvetica New. And we can even change the size a little bit. Well, it's all crammed together. I'm gonna select this and add a little bit of space, and it's still quite big. There we go. Let's turn off the drop shadow. Now, the only problem is it scrolls. So let's put our playhead right in the middle, about wherever we want it to be when it's done scrolling, right there. Select the title clip and press Alt-G, give it a name for your compound clip, and then press enter. Now press Shift-H to create a hold frame. So it scrolls in, it holds, and then it scrolls out. Let's trim the scroll in and out to the freeze frame. Let's change the freeze frame to 5 seconds. I'll click and drag here, and I'm watching this yellow time code right there until I get to 5 seconds. There we go. All right, so now we have this text wrapping template, but it just kind of appears on screen. Let's add a little bit of movement to it. Open up the transition browser and go down to movements and find this slide transition. Let's drag and drop it onto our freeze frame. Select the first transition and then shorten it by dragging on the handles. And let's see how that looks. Nice, it slides in, holds on screen. All right, let's fix this end transition. Let's make it shorter by dragging on the handles, and then select the transition and go up to the inspector and change the type from slide in to slide out, and I want it to go down. All right, so let's see what we've got. It slides in, we can read it, and then it slides out. Very cool. We can save this to reuse it later. I'll select the storyline that's been created, and I'll press Option G to create a new compound clip and name it. Now I can go to another project, for example, and I can add that compound clip by looking for it in my browser. Here it is, and I can add it to my project. The problem is it's black on the transition in. So select the compound clip, go to the inspector, and change blend mode from normal to screen. And now we've got a reusable title. Now if I want to change the text in there, I just double click to open the compound clip, then double click on the next compound clip in there, and now I can select the title and go in here and make my changes to my text. Woohoo! I've had a ton of fun making this video. If you think I've done a good job, will you please give it a thumbs up so other people will see this video? Coming up in a bit, I'll show you how to download a free text wrapping template, but first I gotta show you how to use it. Once you've downloaded that text wrapping template, you can double click on the installer, click open, and then click on install. It will say it's installed successfully, click OK, and then quit. Go back to Final Cut Pro, give it a second for it to load up, and then click on the title browser. Go down to Stupid Raisins, and you'll see it right here. It's called Text Wrap. I'll drag and drop that onto my timeline, and now we can edit this and change it just like before. I'll select all this text, and let's replace it, and I can adjust it on screen. If I double click in here, you'll notice that we have a different kind of bounding box. I can take it and I can make it thinner or wider, longer or shorter. Let's try over here. And then this slider allows you to look and see all of the text. There's too much for it to appear all on screen at once when it's this wide. So let's take some of it out. There we go. And we can change the font as well and the size. Let's go down and change the color. and then select it, go to the title inspector, and we have all these options for doing cool animations. Let's set the scale in scale to 0, and then let's set it to line in sequencing, and let's up the spread to about a 15. And let's check out how that animates in. That's very cool. In just a couple seconds, I have an awesome looking animation. The text wraps, it's easy to use, and I don't have to deal with those stupid line breaks. So you can get this text wrapping plugin in my All-Star pack. It's a pack of titles, transitions, and effects for Final Cut Pro. There's over 90 different templates, and it's worth over $138. But I want to give it to you for free. Just click the link in the description below. Happy editing!